Hey guys, just a quick video update from a very sunny England right now. I wanted to say that crypto is starting to heat up a little bit. I'm starting to see some signs that are getting me quite bullish right here. And a lot of this is to do with what is happening right now in the US with the US economy. Obviously, Trump has come in. What Trump did initially was try to bring the markets down lower. He wanted to bring markets down. He wanted to reset the markets, really to force the Federal Reserve's hand, Jerome's hand, to lower interest rates. It seems like he has backed away completely from that stance. He came out very, very hard with tariffs. Now he's starting to relax tariffs. A lot of countries have had tariff pauses. And what we've actually seen is the US stock markets, both the Nasdaq and now the S&P, as of Friday last week, make new all-time highs. Not only make new all-time highs, but actually close at all-time highs last week. So US stock markets are looking really strong. And I think the way this goes from here is that we see a real expansion and a real drive towards risk assets. So we've seen the dollar start to come off. The dollar was coming off and was showing an inverse correlation with gold, and we were seeing gold rising. Now we've got the dollar falling and we've got gold falling, and we're seeing stock markets now push up to new all-time highs. Obviously, what's been really highly correlated with the S&P and the stock market over the last few months, over the last year, has been the cryptocurrency market, especially Bitcoin. So we're seeing Bitcoin now consolidate very, very close to all-time highs, practically at all-time highs. It hit $108,000 per coin today. I think what we're going to see over the next few months is money start to flow down the risk curve again in the cryptocurrency market, because stocks, I think, will push on and start to make new all-time highs and push above all-time highs. And what I think we will see is people will start to look at the stock market. They've now got deep pockets because their stocks are up. Plus, they're going to be looking for, where's the next thing? Where can I get the next big return from? They're going to look at Bitcoin and think, well, Bitcoin is right up there. Bitcoin might give me a gain, but if Bitcoin's at all-time highs, stocks are at all-time highs, where is the gain going to come from? And I think they're going to look along the cryptocurrency risk curve, and they're going to start to look at other projects within crypto that are building things, that are doing things, creating things. And I think Ethereum could be a beneficiary of this. I think that Solana may benefit from this. I think meme coins will most definitely benefit from this increase in risk taking if we see the markets head in that direction. And right now, everything that I'm seeing is pointing me to believe that markets are going to head in that direction. Don't forget, we're going to see, I think it's around about 2.8 trillion worth of liquidity that comes in from this big, beautiful bill. If it's passed, this is likely to get passed within the next month, within probably July. And this is mainly driven from tax cuts on the richest people, on stock market investors. So if you're giving investors a tax cut, of course, this is only going to incentivize them to put more money to work in the stock market. And if these wealthy investors have money to invest, they are the people that really start to move the markets. When you get wealthy individuals, wealthy corporations and institutions starting to go out and really invest heavily. We saw record buying from institutions in tech stocks last week. We haven't seen that sort of record buying since 2021, early 2021, and we all know what happened that year. The market absolutely ripped to the upside. We've also had a golden cross on the daily chart on the Nasdaq 100, and the last two times we saw this, we saw a 100% and then a 90% return for the Nasdaq 100 over the coming months. So I'm not saying that the Nasdaq is just going to double, but what I'm saying is a lot of things right now are pointing towards increased risk taking in the financial markets. And I really do think that cryptocurrency has another leg higher. So I'm going to be coming out with a video very soon sharing what is going to be my buy list. I've cut it down. I've trimmed a lot of the nonsense and a lot of the noise. The majority of what I'm going to be buying is going to be large cap altcoins. So think Ethereum, think Solana, think Sui, think those sort of top L1s, Hype as well, those top L1s that are going to get liquidity flowing into them first. And then I'm starting to look down the risk curve, and what has been the sector of crypto that has outperformed throughout the whole of this cycle. There's one sector that always seems to bounce the hardest, that always seems to show the biggest gains. It is, of course, meme coins. So I think your top meme coins are going to be where it's at for big gains over the rest of this cycle. And just think, we don't have long left. We've probably got about 4 months until we get to the period of time where historically we'd expect Bitcoin and therefore the crypto market to start to put a top in and top out. So potentially Bitcoin runs up to 120, 130, 140,000. I could see that happening very, very soon. And then I think we get that rotation, as we always do, right at the end of the cryptocurrency cycle. I think right now, a lot of crypto investors have positioned out of altcoins and into Bitcoin, and also into Bitcoin treasury companies in the stock market. I actually think that we're going to see those people that are getting into these treasury companies late and getting into Bitcoin late probably get dumped on. And I think the real area of the market that is underperforming, that is yet to really take off, is altcoins. So, you know, it's been a meme throughout the last year. When alt season, everybody's been calling for alt season tomorrow. People are still badly positioned in a lot of alts, just trying to break even. And for many reasons, I don't think that alts will see the sorts of gains that we've seen in the past, where within a month you've got 15, 20x gains across the board in alts. But I do think if you get into the right alt, something with low token unlocks, so low overhanging supply, that has a bit of hype, a bit of attention, and there's plenty of these that are currently at good buy levels. Obviously, I've mentioned a few of the big ones that I think will do well. There's a couple that are going under the radar that I'll talk about on the next video that I put out. So obviously I wanted to get a video out there. I had to do a really quick one. Right now my setup's a little bit all over the place, so I'm going to get a video out over the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. But within that video, I will literally make a portfolio of 10 coins that I think are going to be the best 10 coins to get a decent return this year. Obviously being a balance between risk and reward. So there'll be meme coins in there. There'll obviously be L1s in there. Areas of the market that I think will do well. As a little bit of a sneak preview, I do think Solana, with the ETF hype, will start to fire up again. But is it going to give you your sort of 3, 4, 5x gains and more? Probably unlikely. I think most of the large caps are good for a 2x, but then if we go down the risk curve, there probably are still some big multiples to be had. So yeah, I've spent most of the weekend researching where am I going to deploy my capital, and obviously I'll be sharing that with you on the next video I do. So if you're not subscribed, do hit subscribe. Stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. And you know, to everybody that's been following me for the last few years, even just the last few months, you'll know that this year in crypto has been an absolute roller coaster. There's been ups, there's been downs. Obviously I flipped bearish in February. The markets went a lot lower than their February lows, down in March. Most cryptos bottomed in April. That in hindsight was a good call. March, April was in hindsight a good place, or a good period to go long, even though there wasn't a lot of confirmation back then. But I think we're getting to a point in the market now where we're starting to get some more clarity. We're getting some more certainty. The stock market's back at all-time highs. The dollar's rolling off a cliff. We've got a massive liquidity injection on the horizon with these tax cuts about to be passed in Congress. And I think I can really see a melt up in risk assets over the next few months. And I really think it's time to get back into the market and get some exposure. I think we have a decent leg higher before potentially rolling into a bear market next year. And it's funny, you know, all this work and effort we put into trying to, you know, think about where the market's going to go, and trying to think that actually this time has to be different. It can't just repeat again. But actually we might just be repeating the 4-hit cycle again and topping towards the end of this year, which really wouldn't surprise me. And of course, towards the end of this year, we're going to have all this liquidity flowing in. There's going to be louder talks of rate cuts coming, of a new Fed chair. We're going to have all of these bullish catalysts and drivers. And this is when markets like to top out on, you know, peak bullish news, bullish euphoria. We've already seen Ethereum go from literally 1,400 to 2,800 off the back of nothing more than people getting too bearish and people being poorly positioned. And I think the rest of the altcoin space will make a similar move where people have just given up, they've capitulated, they've gone into other investments, into stocks, into Bitcoin. And right now people are unpositioned in alts. It's only the diamond hands left. And I think there's, like I say, a few alts that we're probably going to be able to pick up over the next few weeks that are at fantastic buy levels right now, pretty much at their yearly lows, at April lows, where we are right now, give or take a few percent. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope you're all having a great time, great weekend wherever you are. Have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.